What is going on, guys? This is Charlie the Wesky here, and welcome back to Fallout 4 Walkthrough Part 2. In the last episode, we made our character, we gave him a name and everything, and we also went to Vault 111 to protect ourselves from the falling nukes. And after that, we escaped the vault, and we met up with Codsworth, who is delusional about the fact that our wife and child are gone, and is now sent us towards Concord to try to find someone that could help us, or help us locate our son. Over here is like the main entrance to Sanctuary, which is what it's called. Uh, the river below it is actually very radiated. Would not recommend going in there at first, especially since we don't have Radaway. Uh, just keep on. I kept on going down here, and up ahead there is a dead raider and a mongrel. The raider has some rather useful early game stuff like the drifter outfit and the rounds and stim pack. The mongrel had a tire iron, which I wasn't sure exactly if the tire iron would be better or worse for me, but I decided the switchblade would be better because of the faster attack, which means I can get more DPS out. I did manage to equip the pipe pistol because you do find a lot of the ammo for the pipe pistol and stuff that uses that ammo, because raiders use that more often than anything else. I was just kind of showing you what my character looks like. He has the glasses that gives +1 perception, and also the drifter outfit, which gives a little bit more boosted defense. In here, I had found the short pipe rifle. It's a really good early game weapon that gives out a decent amount of damage for how early you can get it. It may not be the best fire rate wise or accuracy wise, but it's good for fighting early game. As I proceed down this road, I was heading over to the Red Rocket gas station. In Fallout, the Red Rocket gas station is actually a staple in the series, or at least in this area. It is kind of like your Wesco or your like BP or something like that. Here is our first companion. His name is Dogmeat, but whenever we talk to him, he's always going to be considered quote-unquote dog.
You're here all by
I wish I
yourself.
could change that because that is something that really annoys me.
You want to come with me, pal?
But, you know, you can't always have your own way.
Okay then.
Over here I'm activating the workshop so I can actually have Red Rocket gas station as my own settlement if I wanted it to be. A settlement is actually a place where you can build stuff and actually have your own base and everything. This is not where I plan on building my base. I actually have an idea thanks to someone on YouTube who made a base at the castle. That is where I'm going to have my base, so we are going to have to do some Minutemen stuff, which I apologize for. It's kind of annoying, blah, blah, blah. But it'll be fun to watch me struggle with the Mirelurk Queen, I guess. I'm kind of just like scavenging everything because early in game, when you're trying to build stuff, you really need to find the supplies, and if you don't have the supplies, you're kind of screwed over, and you have to go scavenging more and more. The supplies are actually used for building things, so like this gold-plated flip lighter will give me like a gear, some oil, some gold, and everything like that. And it'll actually help me build defenses or structures for my base when I make it. Okay, here's our first encounter of the game. These are mole rats. They're not common in Boston, which is where this game takes place, because I don't understand why. But mole rats, there are many variations of mole rats. There's like naked mole rats and everything, famous and impossible actually. But yeah, that's basically where that came from and everything. And these have turned feral and radiated due to the radiation in the air. That's why they're so big. Normally they're much smaller. So here I was trying to figure out some stuff to do. I was also gathering some supplies from the dead corpses of the mole rats and everything. And I didn't notice, but Dogmeat was actually still like on the prowl for an enemy, and I just wasn't paying attention as I gather stuff like this mole rat stuff and everything. While recording, I actually did remember that there was a chem station, which is why I was heading over here. And a chem station is where you can make stuff like drugs, like jet and everything like that, or psycho. You can also build fireworks, grenades, traps. You can really build anything at a chem station, and they all give XP, but I wasn't very aware of it. At this point I was kind of looking around and trying to use VATS to see if I can spot the enemy, and eventually just jumped out of the ground, so that's what happened there. And I had just leveled up, and I was going through my first actual perk choice, and I was still going through everything, and I was debating for a while because I wasn't sure if I wanted to start with sneak because I am making a stealth build. I decided to actually tell you guys, but I think I decided to go with gunslinger just to get some extra damage on my pipe pistol and my 10mm pistol, because when you're starting the game you actually use a lot of pistols more than anything. But yeah, I'm definitely going to be going for a stealth build. That way I can actually have more damage, I guess you could say, because you know the sneak bonus and everything. But yeah, as I proceed over here, I'm actually going to go back to the camp station once this mole rat dies. And what I found interesting was that mole rat just flew. I know Bethesda games are known to be really glitchy and everything, but that was just funny to me. Oh, I just remembered. Speaking of glitches, I was thinking of downloading a mod called the Unofficial Fallout Patch. If you guys could leave some feedback, that'd be greatly appreciated. I'm not sure if I want to do it or not, but I'm thinking it'd be best for my walkthrough, just in case the place gets glitchy or not. I was just looking for stuff to make in the camp station right there. I couldn't find anything really, so I wasn't like, oh well. After having completely looted Red Rocket gas station, I decided to go down and actually continue my quest towards Concord, and without having to find some problems. These blood bug hatchlings. I have trouble with these normally, but for some reason I was actually rather accurate on this, which I'm very happy for, honestly. They actually can give some decent things. I'm not 100% sure what they do, but I do know that the blood bugs are actually based off of mosquitoes. They're more commonly known in the Midwest of America, and I'm not sure exactly where because I live in the Midwest. But during the summer they eat me alive, and I hate it so much. But as we come up through Concord, we start hearing some gunfire, and that's where Dogmeat is about to pounce into action. And this is where I was trying to be sneaky, I guess you could say, but I wasn't really being sneaky. It was more like I was just trying to see what I could do with sneak and everything, and trying to be a little bit more tactical about it. I know there isn't much tacticality to this game, but I thought it'd be fun to kind of roleplay as someone who was trying to survive and not get shot at or die. It's actually a very fun game for me, and I really do enjoy role-playing, which is why I was looking for an excuse to be able to do this. And I feel like if I was an actual person in the army, I'd want to be stealthy and sneaky and not actually get myself shot at. Now here's actually where I was being super sneaky, because I was like, where is he? Where is he? And I was like hoping to be able to get like a stealth kill or something. And I realized he was above me, and I was like, oh, this is perfect. I'm hidden now, and I'm going to go ahead and find him, and I'm going to shoot him or something. And I was like, you know what? No, it's going to be more embarrassing if I was able to sneak up behind him with this teeny-ass blade. So here I am sneaking. I was like, oh god, I hit the mannequins. Hopefully he doesn't notice me. And I'm just slowly crawling in. And then boink. And I go ahead and loot off what I can. And I saw this sack hood, and I was like, ooh, it has a plus sign. I know that's good, but I'm not sure that would be useful for me. So I went ahead and looked at it and everything, and it actually gave me a more rad resistance, so I decided to put it on, but I was like, I don't know. But I decided to keep it back on, just to see what goes on. Coming down here, Dogmeat's in my way as usual, and I'm kind of just looting everything, trying to get everything. I'm sorry if it's kind of boring for that, but it's kind of just one of those things that has to happen if you want a rather good play, play time in this game. I didn't know this my first playthrough, so I was rather confused when I was playing it, and I was just like, oh god, what am I doing? And here is where we completed our first main story quest. It was called Out of Time, and the amount of XP you get is rather small, but it's still rather large for your level, and that got me in my next level up. So I was like, you know what, I'm gonna go ahead and level up, and I was just like, you know what, I'm gonna go ahead and get sneak this time. But I was still debating. I was like, oh, is that automatic? I was like, nah, I'm gonna go ahead with sneak. After that, I decided to go through. I also edited out all the loading times because the loading times can take forever and everything. So I feel like it would be best if I could just do that for you guys. But yeah, here is like our first main fight that we're having to head into ourselves. Over here in this place is the Museum of Freedom. This is basically kind of like summarizing the Revolutionary War after 1776, where where the colonists were tired of British rule, and it's kind of explaining everything. I was just kind of looting him to see what he had and everything. I'm not exactly 100% sure on the Revolutionary War, but I feel like this is during the Boston Massacre. But in here, this is where they're referencing the Boston Tea Party, where the colonists threw over heavily taxed tea product into the lake. And then this is kind of like explaining Paul Revere. He is a famous Minuteman who went and told everyone that the British were coming. I think it was by sea. I can't remember exactly. But over here is where we're getting into like the lock-picking mechanic of the game. It's very similar to Skyrim in a sense, where you have to find it and you have to move it. I don't like it just for the design of it, but that's just my opinion. In here we have a fusion core. They're nuclear batteries that last forever. This terminal that I was kind of stuck on, that's also another way you could have opened the door and unlocked the gate and everything. It's more of a puzzle and using your mind, where it says like lightness of 1 or 2 or 3, you know, however many numbers of letters there are in the actual code. And if you have a likeness of blank, or like likeness of 1, there's 1 letter in that code you just used that is the same in the actual answer to the password. So if it was like hair and it had likeness of 1, it could be AIRH, but if it was in the right position at the right spot. There's also other things in there like open and close brackets. Those help you get more tries. So like there'd be a small like open parenthesis and a closed parenthesis on the same line. If you highlight that and click it, you could either get your tries reset or you can get a dud password taken off. Now I put this on because I was like, oh, I wonder what it looks like. So I was like, oh, I like it. So I just kept it on. Yeah, right now it's not too like important that we build towards our build because there's not much we can get. So that's why I did put it on. I was like, oh, it looks nice. I like it. It's kind of like at that point. Okay, as we go through here, it's kind of, I was just looking for enemies just in case I missed any, but I did not miss any, thankfully. So I come through here, and there are some raiders talking, and how they don't understand why they're hanging around waiting for Preston Garvey to croak. This song, I can't remember the name of it, but a lot of people think it's like, I can't think of the name of it for some reason, but it's not like super famous ones. They play it, in a sense of mockery towards British enemies. And also, excuse the potato aim, please. But yeah, that's what happened there. Oh, don't mind dog meat glitching through the construction equipment. So here I am at getting towards the end of the building, I guess you could say. This is like where the main office is, where Preston Garvey are, and where the raiders are trying to get into. But I was like, you know what's more important? Getting stuff that is not important to me. So I went on through trying to grab things. Oh, sorry about that. And I was like, you know, I'm gonna try to sneak kill them, but I didn't see him there, so it really freaking scared me. But I managed to kill them both without worrying about it. And I picked up all the ammo I could, of course. I'm raiding in here, which I feel like this would be like the main office, I guess, but I'm not exactly sure. There's a lot of places where they have stuff that kind of explains things in a way that's not explained. So I'm kind of just, you know, going through trying to find stuff, and I just couldn't find a good spot for everything. Like I couldn't find it, or like know what I was looking for. So you can't really find what you're not looking for, or what you don't know what you're looking for. But I was trying to find some useful things that I don't know I was looking for at the time, because you have no idea what you need later down the line. I'm gonna go ahead and shut up during this dialogue though, so I'll be right back, guys.
Man, I don't know who you are, but your timing's impeccable. Preston Garvey, Commonwealth Minuteman.
That ain't it. Glad to help.
Well, if that's true, we could use some more goodwill. As you can see, we're in a bit of a mess here.
Please, go on.
A month ago, there were 20 of us. Yesterday, there were 8. Now we're 5. First, it was the ghouls in Lexington, and now this mess.
Sorry. Sounds rough.
God damn it.
Thanks. It's good to meet someone who really cares. Anyway, we figured Concord would be a safe place to settle. Those raiders proved us wrong. But,
That ain't it.
well, we do have one idea.
One good idea can make all the difference.
Sturgis. Tell him.
There's a crashed vertibird up on the roof. Old school. Pre-war. You might have seen it. Well, looks like one of its passengers left behind a seriously sweet goodie. We're talking a full suit of cherry T-45 power armor. Military issue.
I like it.
Yeah, I thought you might. Protection with an added bonus. Get the suit. You can rip the minigun right off the vertibird. Do that, and those raiders get an express ticket to hell. You dig?
Minigun. Now we're talking.
I know, right? Only there's one hitch. The suit's out of juice. Probably been dry for 100 years. It can be powered up again. But we're a bit stuck.
I'll help if I can.
What you'll need is an old pre-war FC. A standardized fusion core. Your high-grade, long-term nuclear battery used by the military and some companies way back when. And we know right where to find one.
But we can't get to the damn thing. It's down in the basement. Locked behind a security gate. Look, I fix stuff. I tinker. Bypassing security ain't exactly my forte. You could give it a shot.
Actually, I already grabbed the fusion core. We're set.
Well, all right. Maybe our luck's finally turning around. Once you jack the core into the power armor and grab that minigun, those raiders
All
know
right.
they picked the
So
wrong
when he
fight.
says the standardized FC,
Good luck.
they say long term, but with the T-45 power armor and any other power armor, they only last like 10 minutes. So apparently that's long term. That's one thing I have a qualm with this game, but that's whatever. Another thing I forgot to mention though is the way they're talking and everything. Even though it was like 2078 or something like that, they based America around like 1980s, a very like 80s style, and trying to keep everything hip and cool, I guess you could say, for what was hip and cool back then. So yeah, that's our goal right now, is to go get the power armor from the roof and rip off the minigun from the vertibird, which is a helicopter. It's a helicopter with like no sides and everything, and kind of like a military helicopter. So this is the power armor that they were talking about. This is where like you can put everything, and to put the fusion core in, you kind of have to like trade it and then put the fusion core in there. I do like how they gave its own little animation and everything like that. In a power armor, it's going to say at the top left of the screen, but in a power armor you have reduced damage taken, and also you have no falling damage. So you can fall from whatever height you want, but it's just kind of like, I don't like it because it's not going to fit the playstyle for my character. So I went ahead and left it here. It's kind of a spoiler for the later in the episode, but I'm going to go ahead and leave it here because I don't think I need it, honestly, in my opinion. I feel like it's useless towards my goal of a character. But like from there you would probably take a decent amount of damage, but you didn't take any damage at all. So here I am, like, you know, mid-fight, whatever. I'm going to go ahead and loot the corpses of these guys while I remember to. The minigun isn't accurate because it's a minigun. It's a big weapon. But I try to shoot it as well as I can. This is going to go ahead and little dialogue this with dog angry. Bark, 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 bark. It never goes like that normally. Corvega storage key, that's a place later in the game. I'm thinking of doing it because I have to do it for the Minutemen, but I'm not sure exactly what I plan on doing at this moment in time. I may do it off as a kind of like an after part of it. Like I'm not actually going to do it like for a main series or not. I'm not sure, but I may end up going to Corvega sometime during the series. Alright, so this is our first encounter with a Deathclaw. A Deathclaw, I have no idea exactly what it is, but it's a very big and evil creature that just wants to kill you. This one is rather easy because you have power armor and a minigun, but it's still rather difficult as an enemy you have to fight. They drop some rather useful things, like the meat itself gives you a lot of health, and I think it gives you more endurance or something like that. But it's a really difficult enemy that's kind of hard to face when you're just a low level in nothing but just your pajamas in a sense. So at this point I'm just kind of looting raiders, trying to get everything I can, try to get as much ammo. A Molotov cocktail that I just picked up, that's also very useful because it kind of helps you flesh out enemies. Molotov cocktail is actually a real life thing where someone puts gasoline inside a bottle with a cloth, lights it on fire, and throws it, and then the on fire gasoline will spread. Back there a little bit ago when I was like turning around and figuring out what happened, I never actually had that happen where I stepped on a sandbag and it got destroyed, so it kind of freaked me out, which is one reason why I kind of turned around like that. So I apologize for any like little confusion right there. Alright, so and here's another little bit of dialogue, so I'm gonna go ahead and shut up.
Fine, Preston. Quit fussing.
Hey,
That was a pretty amazing display. I'm just glad you're on our side.
the feeling's mutual, Preston.
You can never have too many friends. Not in the Commonwealth. Listen, when we first met, you said you were glad to help. Well, you did. And we owe you our lives. So here. It ain't much, but it's the best way I can say thank you.
You're welcome. Anytime.
Well, since you say that, maybe you'll come to Sanctuary with us. We could use your help getting settled there.
All right, Garvey. I'm in.
Oh, that's wonderful. But there's more to your destiny, isn't there? I've seen it, and I know your pain.
Please, tell me. I need to know.
You're a man out of time, out of hope. But all's not lost. I can feel your son's energy. He's alive.
I knew it. Please tell me where he is. I need to find my son.
I can't see him. Not clearly. But I feel his life force. He's out there. And even I don't need the sight to tell you where you should start looking. The great green jewel of the Commonwealth. Diamond City. The biggest settlement around.
Please, Mama Murphy. I'm working from nothing. I need more.
Look, kid. I'm tired now. Maybe you'll bring me some chems later. The sight will paint a clearer picture.
No, Mama Murphy, we talked about this. That junk. It's gonna kill you.
Ah, shush, Preston. We're all gonna die eventually. We're gonna need the sight. And our new friend here, he's gonna need it too. Now let's get going. Sanctuary awaits.
All right, folks. Thanks to our friend here, it's safe to move out. We're heading for that place Mama Murphy knows about. Sanctuary. It's not far.
She knows about it? You mean she had one of her visions while she was stoned out of her gourd? And now you want us to just head out on another wild goose chase based on no better plan than Mama Murphy saw it?
It can hardly
hold
turn
on,
out any
hold on.
worse than...
Everybody just take it easy. We're all in this together, right? So Marcy, you got a better idea of what we should do next? Anybody? Well then, Sanctuary it is. Let's just hope it lives up to its name.
Come on, June, it's time
Alright
to go.
guys, so that was the
Okay.
main dialogue. I think it's all the dialogue that's really there in the game, besides maybe some with Preston later. But she was talking about the green jewel of the Commonwealth. It's a old baseball diamond. I can't remember the park for some reason. If you guys in the comments can type it down for me, that'd be awesome. But yeah, that's where you're going. You're going to a big baseball field that they made the settlement out of. where they have a whole bunch of shops and everything, and vendors and houses and everything. I went ahead and fast traveled here because I didn't want to have to walk all the way there. They're slow walkers, and I would probably end up being another 10 minutes or so. So what I ended up doing was just kind of going through and trying to stick everything I didn't want in there. I don't want to get rid of stuff really because I don't want to not have it if I need it somehow. But yes, these workshops are actually very good storage areas because I've tried doing it where I was storing it in a container in a settlement, but I feel like it kept on getting stolen, or I may have been on a different save for some reason. At this point, Dogmeat just like started barking and everything, so I was kind of curious. Like he was like, I found something, come get it. So I kind of followed him around for a minute. I'm kind of ending up towards the end of the video here. Besides talking to Dogmeat, I'm just gonna talk to Preston one more time.
Something for me?
I'm gonna kind of do the outro after that. But between episodes, I did collect all the loot here, so you didn't have to watch me go through and do all that small, like looking for stuff and being nitpicky about the environment. As you can see, like the toolbox is empty and everything. Here's the cooking station. I'm not sure if I showed you in the last video, but like you can make stuff out of anything really. So to like kind of lower the amount of weight I had, I kind of made everything out. I don't know if I mentioned this either, but any small action, like if you make something or if you build it or if you eat, or if you make food or chems or a grenade or anything, you can get XP. It's a very small, minor amount of XP, but it's also really helpful because it adds up. So if you make so say you make something like 100 Mirelurk steaks, you're gonna have a lot of XP from that. I'm gonna go ahead and shut up for a minute, guys.
Hey there.
Hey, good to see you again. I was hoping you'd show up. I should have listened to Mama Murphy all along. Pretty nice place she's found for us. I think we could settle down here. Make it a place to call home. What do you think?
Yeah. I used to like living here. Before the war.
What do you mean? Before what war? Are you saying...
I lived here over 200 years ago. I was frozen or something for most of it. Just woke up a little while ago.
Damn. Like one of those old pre-war ghouls. You say you were frozen. Anybody else make it out with you?
I don't want to talk about it.
No worries. We've all got our past to deal with. I don't need to know anything you don't want to tell me. Anyway, I am glad you're here. And I hope... I've had word from a settlement asking for help. There's still hope in there are Minutemen out there somewhere. The only chance to start rebuilding the Minutemen is to show people that they can count on us when they need us. Trouble is, I've got my hands full here. Do you think you could go help out the settlement?
What kind of help do they need?
Sounded like the usual. Raiders. You'll have to get all the details when you talk to them.
I'd be glad to help.
That's fantastic. The Minutemen could use more people like you. By the way, if you want to help out around here at all, talk to Sturgis.
Alright, so he was mentioned something called ghouls. Those are people who have been so irradiated from the radiation around the explosions and all the nuclear waste that's there that their brains have rotted, and those are the feral ones, but they have like lost basically everything. They're basically just a half zombie walking around with a conscience. I can't imagine to live like that. That sounds absolutely terrible. But there are feral ghouls. Those are the ones who actually lost their conscience and insanity and are trying to kill everything they see. Other than that, that's really all there is to this video. I did end up putting one at the rifleman because, you know, the short pipe rifle that I got. Anyways, guys, this is coming up to the end of it. I do apologize if this was rather boring. I'm trying out a news thing by doing post commentary. I hope you guys enjoy. I do know I talked a lot more. And if you guys did enjoy, please hit that like button, follow me, subscribe, and everything. And I hope you guys do enjoy. Next time, I think we're gonna end up doing something other than going to the Jewel of the Commonwealth. It's gonna be a surprise though, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed, and as always, keep those tails wagging.